And testing, trying to see if everything works. Alright. Looks like everything kind of does work. What is going... I heard a bark. What's going on, Republican Gamer? What is going on, guys? PoliticsGaming here, and today I am doing a live stream. Should get out of this lag once I get off the ground. Alright, today I am doing a flight from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport to Houston Hobby. This is a relatively short flight, shouldn't take about half an hour. And we're gonna shut that door right there. Alright. And pushback enabled. Let's go ahead and get on the line with air traffic control. We are going to depart south. Let's go ahead and hit 5. Just had a very quick startup procedure right there. Got 2 in ops right here. What is going on, Wildest Gamer? Alright. Let's go ahead and put throttle up for 20%. Okay, let's get that up to 20%. Let's get out of the way of that guy right there. I'm gonna go ahead and reduce it a little bit. Do we still have in-ops? Flight computer doesn't show any in operations. Let's look again. Okay, we still have 2 in ops. Let's go back.
Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Captain from the flight deck. Just a few minutes before we arrive on stand, I would ask...
Alright, need to figure out why these are not working. I need to set my plane up, honestly, for is that a plane taking off? Oh, yep, look, right in front of us we got a MD-80 taking off. Looks like it's one of those fictional airlines that Microsoft came up with. Let that load real quick. Very cloudy over Dallas-Fort Worth International right now. We are piloting a Captain Sim US Airways 757. This is one of the ultra-realistic planes that I purchased actually a couple of years ago, and I just realized that I had it. So I was just like, okay, I'm going to download it, and I have fallen in love with this plane. Alright. There's the Marriott. I'm going to cut through here. just about recognized my takeoff V1 and V2s and rotate speeds, so I am ready for takeoff. We just need to get to the runway. Looks like we are not gonna wait in line for anyone else. Looks like we do have an Orbit Airlines 737 taking off right now. Actually going to turn on a couple of lights. You know what? It's pretty light out. I can actually, you know what? I'm gonna keep that light on. I will turn on my beacon lights though. Let's go for these and let's go for logo. Let's cut in through here. I'm breaking so many aviation laws right now. And we are going to be holding short of runway 32 left. Yeah, no one would let me talk. 35 left. Very, very foggy out low. We have no visibility. So we are just about to hold short. So I am getting ready to cut the throttle. And tune DFW tower. Let's go ahead. Request takeoff clearance. Alright, we have clearance for takeoff. Departure south. Acknowledge takeoff clearance. And just before we take off, I am actually going to set my autopilot, because I did not set that up before I... Wow, dude, thank you so much, Republican Gamer. That is the biggest donation I've gotten so far. Thank you so much, Republican Gamer. I love you. Alright. Let's go ahead and do a couple last minute procedures. Take that parking brake off. I am going to set my... Let's go ahead and set that for 300 knots. Now I officially own you. Yeah, you have been giving me like most of the donations that I have been getting on my channel. Departure south, I have to turn the exact other way. That's kind of crappy. So we will be definitely making... let's go over here. No, all of that's already on nav. Once we get in the air, I'm actually going to tune in to Houston ATIS so I can listen to their radio. I'm going to go ahead and reset my barometer before I get in the air, and then I'm going to reset it again once I do get in the air. Autopilot, let's go over here and set you right here. Alright, let's go ahead and set altitude for 11,000, or 15,000. I am actually on a VFR, so I'm flying on my own. Once we get in the air, I will turn autopilot on. So, without further ado, I am going to turn on seatbelts.
Hello again, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we have now commenced our descent, would you... Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board. Ladies and gentlemen, as we are refueling... Ladies and gentlemen, your safety aboard the...
I actually need to check one more thing before I get off the ground. I need to check... Let's go over here and go over to Navlog. It's a 30-minute flight. Yeah, you are the only one watching. Yeah, not a lot of people really like to watch Flight Simulator, unfortunately, so... But, I usually want to span off of, find routes. Let's go over here. Altitude. KHO, 46 feet. Cancel. And let's reset one more thing right over here. 46. And 40, 45, 46. There we go. And ready for takeoff. Let's go ahead. Throttle up. I cannot see. Come on, load up, load up, load up, load up. Oh, I didn't deploy my... I am a terrible pilot. Very, very laggy. Probably getting less than 10 a second. Doesn't look like we're suffering a lot of headwind. So we're good on weather. Okay. Take off at 160 knots. Let's go ahead and full throttle. Remember, no jihadist talk. Totally. Come on, come on, we're running out of runway here. Looks like the plane's kind of trying to take off on its own. We haven't even reached V1 yet. Alright, V1, V2. Let's pull her off the ground. Alright, well, we are in not even a couple hundred, not even 1,000 feet, and we can barely see the ground. I'd hate to... Alright. You're leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved. Contact regional departure and request Class B airspace transition. Alright, flaps up. Let's go ahead and put autopilot on. Let's go for 2,000 feet. And let's go for hold. Let's go ahead and right click that to ask it to do that. And then let's go for auto throttle. Autopilot has now taken over. Radar contact 4 miles north of DFW, 2,700. Clear the Bravo airspace. We maintain own navigation. Four o'clock. Wow. Got a Embraer bombardier CRJ taking off right behind us. Dang, we should have departed north. We got a lot of weather. Never seen this much weather, especially in my flight sim. And we are flying through the clouds. Hopefully there's not a lot of weather on our way toward Houston Hobby. I think 15,000 should actually climb us out of here. I just realized that my game was actually set to Power and Revolution and not Flight Simulator. Looks like we do have a lot of people watching now. When am I going to get raised for the White House? Whenever I get the money for it. Because I can't cash out the $10 that you just gave me. Because my Google AdSense has to hit 100. So it's weird. Knowledge handoff. 125.2. I need to find... $14.99. Well, give me $5 more and I can do it. If the weather's like this on the way to Houston, I'm gonna have to do an ILS. You know what? I am going to have to do it. Let's go ahead and get radio right here. I'm gonna turn until I can get onto that blue line. Contact Fort Worth Center, 132. And we're going to request flight following. We are going to pay attention to I am actually going to look over here. Let's get my... see if I can get some radio. Nope. Fuel. I'm barely burning through any fuel. I'd have enough for like 2 more flights. Going through a lot of turbulence here. Yeah, if I end up having a weather's like this on the way to Houston, I am going to have to create an IFR flight plan. Basically, ATC would like lead me in. And we just flew through that cloud. It's like things might start lightening up. I actually downloaded this thing downloads like actual real world weather. So This thing downloads real-world weather, so this is probably what it looks like outside my house. I haven't even looked outside of my house. I'm actually going to go ahead and check the weather right now. I'm going to show you guys a couple features of this. Here's the passenger seat of the Captain Sim 757. So I can just look out here. You can see how turbulent it is. You can see the cabin actually shaking around. It's cloudy up here, yeah. Oh, my weather isn't loading. Flooding and severe threat this week. Let's look. One, 2, 6. Let's get you the show clouds. Yeah, it's pretty cloudy. There's some cloud cover. A little bit of cloud is really scattered over Houston right now, so I guess that's probably what Houston looks like. So hopefully we'll be in Houston by the time there's a break in the clouds. I am actually going to pull up Flight Planner. Let's go over here. Let's go to Houston Hobby. Alright, their ATIS is 124.600. So I am going to tune into that once I do that. Okay, so let's go over here. Hang on, I'm gonna have to check that again. Find route. One, 2, 4.6. Alright, so 124.6. So let's go over here to radio. Let's... What am I on? 135.25. 124.6. No, whatever. And remember, a great muddy river separates us, so yeah, of course. Look at the autopilot struggling to... Well, look at that, we got a break in the clouds. Oh, wow. We got a... Learjet 45 private jet flying above us at about 31,000 feet. We're at 15,000 feet. Got these really, really high clouds right here. These aren't storm clouds. They're actually just They're just higher level clouds, nothing really stormy. These things look like they're at least maybe 15, 20,000 feet. I can tell they're 15,000 feet because, I mean, you know, we flew through a couple of them. Let's come over here, top down. And we are flying. I completely forgot, but we just flew through our first waypoint. And we are turning, finally. And I am going to increase our speed. Let's go ahead and go for a full throttle up. Go to 370. Yeah. Well, it looks like we are going to be flying through a couple of clouds. But we could actually go up to about 20,000 feet temporarily. 20,000. Go for 2,000 feet. Vertical speed. And that should get us at a incline of at least 5 to 10 degrees. Looks like we are going to be pulling 5 degrees. And we can go ahead and shut off our lights, because the sun is giving us the air. But since we're going to be flying through clouds and stuff like that, it will be definitely beneficial to us if we keep our lights on. And we see that is a de Havilland -8100. Let's see what area we are actually flying through. So right here where my mouse is, that is the Dallas-Fort Worth and Metroplex. Here, this is Fort Worth right here. This tiny little spot right here, you can actually see it a little bit. That is Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. This is Lake Grapevine, this is Lake Louisville, and this area right here, right there, is the downtown Dallas area. And since good old Republican Gamer has been watching, he lives somewhere, I believe, right here. This little valley that you see right here, this is not really a valley, that's actually a river. That's what's known as the Red River. I could actually, after this flight is over, I could actually fly through. I can do a small flight from I think maybe somewhere around here, and then I can fly all the way up to southern Oklahoma. But we seem to be just northeast of Waco. This tiny little spot right here, that tiny little city right here, that is actually Waco, Texas. This is Tyler, Texas right here. And this tiny little muffled, like, blurry spot right here, you can see right here, that is actually Houston. And that is our destination. We are now approaching more clouds. We are reaching the next part of these clouds. We are actually probably going to be flying to the top levels of these clouds. We did increase our altitude, so that actually did help us. So we can maintain visual. I think once we do get closer toward Houston, we will actually be able to pitch into their weather radar. So I'm going to go ahead and get some information off of there. But from current weather reports right now that I actually looked up, since I actually am downloading the weather report on the game, they do have a good breakup of clouds just over Houston, but there's still a bunch of clouds that are actually heading in. Let's see if there's actually any storms scheduled for today in Houston. Nope, nothing all over Texas actually. There's a couple storms in Oklahoma. Wow, yeah, all the way in Tulsa, Oklahoma. There seems to be a couple spotty storms. Hopefully there's no tornadoes. Let's see if there actually is any warnings out there. Nope, there's not. Alright, yeah, this is definitely a very, very weak cloud system that cannot stay together. I actually see a higher cloud over there. That is actually over the Dallas area because I saw that while I was taking off. Very, very interesting. Got a plane up there. You can see its jet engine, whatever that's called, contrails. No, I don't want them putting chemicals in the water that turn the frickin' frogs gay. Looks like we have a Beechcraft Baron 53, I believe, at exactly 10,000 feet. And flyby. November 625, August uniform. That is our tail number. U.S. Airways. U.S. Airways is actually disbanded, so this is a defunct airliner. U.S. Airways actually formed up with American Airlines, so I'm actually trying to find a American Airlines skin for my 757, so if you guys can help me find out a skin for my 757, thank you so much. Whether it's the older skin or the newer skin, I don't care. Definitely not the One World skin, though. I really do not like the One World skin. Look at that. That is beautiful. I need a screenshot of that. Very, very high quality aircraft. This is actually a very old aircraft, so I actually might be getting a newer one soon. The last 757 was actually delivered in 2005. Lot of history behind the 757. 4 out of the 4 aircraft in I think it was all 4 of them were the same exact aircraft, just different hang on, I'm actually looking it up. American Airlines Flight 11 was a... Oh, no. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. American Airlines Flight 11 was actually a Boeing 767. I did not know that. American Airlines Flight 11 was the one that flew into the first tower of the World Trade Center. United Airlines Flight 175 was a... It looks like a... Yeah, it was a Boeing 767. American Airlines Flight 77 was a Boeing 757. The American 77 was the one that flew into the Pentagon. And United 93, I know this by memory, but United 93 was a Boeing 757 as well. So there is a lot of history behind the 757. What do I think of Donald Trump? I think he's I'm liking what he's doing. There's a couple things that I honestly haven't agreed with about what he's done, but I do really like his policies, honestly, and I like just the way he really pulls things, you know. I really do like this 757. Ah, almost spilled a bunch of crap all over my keyboard there. I am going to make a turn for 200, and let's actually get on flyby. Look at that. Beautiful. It does sound like an actual plane. What policies of him are your favorites? The trade tariff, honestly, was really smart. I kind of didn't like it at first, but I mean, you know, honestly, I'm trying to check something. The trade tariff, honestly, was really smart because it was just, I mean, everyone else does it, honestly, and doing it to counter China was actually a very smart decision. Yeah, honestly, it was just like, you know, he's one of those guys, honestly, that like I mean, if you really think about the policies that he enacts, and wow, I've been in this. I actually set this for like exactly 6 o'clock, so I've been in this game for about an hour and 10 minutes now. I actually spent like a little bit, like most of the time I actually literally spend freaking setting it up, because I'm actually playing with this, trying to get it all set up. But sorry, sometimes I get off track. Policies that I really enjoy from him, the trade tariff, honestly. I am liking what he's that he's talking tough on guns. I think that he can actually make a change on guns. Let's go ahead and do this for 175. I think he can do something on guns. A lot of politicians and a lot of presidents never really got to do anything on guns, but I think I really trust that he's going to do something on guns. The budget, honestly, was really unfortunate, but and he even said it himself that he had to make compromises, and he's never going to sign something like that again. Which, I mean, I know whatever a lot of other people are going to say. They're going to say, well, he already did it once. So, to be honest, I am not too optimistic about the 2018 midterms for the Republicans. I do anticipate that there will be a massive Democratic wave, or blue wave. And I actually do think that I will actually cover the 2018 November elections on my channel, so I will actually be covering that. Either that or I'll just be watching them myself. Did we ever get those inops to stop? Huh, we did. I guess you just leave it on for a while. Whenever I first started this live stream, I completely forgot to do a startup. Probably saved us a lot of fuel though. Let's go ahead and set this timer for 10 minutes. And I bet that's scaring the living hell out of a bunch of people in the cabin. You just hear it, bang, bang, bang. Horn shut off. Okay. Alright, so there's a lot of interactive features with this. We can open this. Most and all of these buttons are literally pressable. So I can look at this one. Open and close. Open and close is the main battery, so I'm not going to touch that. General drive. Got a lot of turbulence. Oh yeah, we actually have wipers too. I never did turn on the APU. I don't think that's a good idea to do it mid-flight. Alright, well, there's everything for next time. Alright, we are now approaching Judy and Tigger. Well, Tigger and Judy. So that means we only have Merritt, Struck, Miffy, and Adding. Actually, I only went up to, I think, Judy, and then I just decided to screw it. I'm going to put down Houston International. Well, let's go ahead and double check. So let's go ahead and increase the range. So after Merritt, we're going to have to make a... Alright, so let's go ahead and go this way. Alright, we are now on course. Should be actually arriving in Houston shortly, or at least the outskirts of Houston. He looks like he's not punishing China, but he is pro-tariffs. Yeah, honestly, whenever I first heard the tariff thing come out, I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. And then I kind of thought about it, and then I kind of did a little research on what China was actually doing. And China, I mean, has been doing the same thing for 10 years. They've been manipulating their currency. They've been doing a lot of stuff that, I mean, you know, if the United States was actually doing that, you know, like, it would actually, like, say, like, oh, yeah, well, we're trying to control the world, blah, blah, blah. Like, like, the United States is held up to a different standard than the rest of the world. Yeah, we're the strongest military, we're the strongest economy, but why should we be expected to pay for everyone? Why should we be expected to take care of everyone? Why should, like, and a meme kind of describes it. It said, space the final frontier, or being the caretaker for the rest of the world. And we're basically the rest of the world. We could be fulfilling so many more things in science, in space, in everything else, but we're expected to be the caretaker of the world. We're expected to be the world police. No one wants us to be the world police. No one wants to be dependent off of the United States. Barely a lot of countries even like the United States. And yet we're sitting here and we have to take care of everyone. And it's stupid. Look at our controls right now. What is our wind? I think I can actually look at it. Overhead panel. Wind. 239. Wow, 56. That is crazy. Very, very strong wind, strong turbulence that we're going through right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we have now commenced our descent, would you please return to your seats and securely fasten your seat belts? Please ensure that your seat backs and tables are in the fully upright position for landing, and that your window blind is fully open. Passengers seated by the emergency exits are now requested to clear this area of any loose articles.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
We need to keep crazies from getting firearms, but still low. Okay, so here's my opinion on that. Honestly, I think that the whole thing on the guns and stuff like that, look, I have no idea why anyone would need a AR-15. I don't know why. But honestly, you're judging a gun by how it looks. You're judging a gun because of its characteristics. You're saying it looks exactly like an M4, but I mean, there's big differences between an M4 and an AR-15. And an AR-15 uses a 5.56 NATO round, or a 223 Remington round. So, if you want to be honest, and this is how gun policy should be looked at, it shouldn't be looked at by the gun. It should be looked at by the bullet. Because, if you want to ban a gun, there are like so many other guns that you can buy, like a long rifle, anything but an AR-15. People say, well, it's because it's a semi-automatic. To be honest, a gun's a gun. You can go into a school and do the exact same thing with a 9mm Glock. 53 knots, 54 now, at a heading of 239, and we are going the exact opposite once we get lower. But yeah, like, to be honest, like, you're looking at it at the at the wrong way if you're trying to blame the gun. Because, like, honestly, I don't think... And these kids, honestly, I really, 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 really do not like these kids. David Hoggs especially, because, honestly, these kids, like, I mean, being the victim of a tragedy is terrible. And you should never... What is that? Oh, those are just pawns. Being the victim of a tragedy is terrible. And I don't wish that that should happen. Looks like there's a little storm cloud right there. I don't wish for that to happen to anyone. I don't wish for any of that to happen, because that's a horrible thing to happen. I keep getting off track. But, you know... and Emma Gonzalez, like, she just irked me yesterday because she had this whole, like, outfit going on, and I think everything she says is very heartfelt. I think that everything she does is more heartfelt, honestly, than David Hogg. I trust her more than David Hogg. But the hell was that? Honestly, Emma Gonzalez, like, just the only thing that really annoyed me about her was just that Cuban flag that she had on her shoulder. Like, honestly, that was just stupid, because, like, that country, you hold that flag, and I mean, I understand that she's Cuban, like, I get that, but I'm Panamanian, like, and I'm not sitting here, like, I'm not running around with the Panamanian flag wrapped around my shoulders. I'm not saying that anyone should. Wow, we are actually on approach to Houston right now, so I am actually going to reduce this to 5,000. And I am going to reduce this, because we're definitely going to start speeding up. I'm going to reduce this to 250. So we're basically going to be, like, doing a full throttle down. And I'm going to have to start looking around for Houston hobby. Nearest airport, George Bush Intercontinental, and airport's further. I like how it shows up. Okay, I need hobby. Okay, so nearest George Bush Intercontinental. Okay. Flag of Panama is red, white, and blue as well. Yeah, but again, I'm not sitting there, like, waving around a Panamanian flag just because I come from there, or, like, I mean, I've never even been there, and I'm like 99.9. Oh my god, I swear to god, I hate this ATC. I'm gonna have to see how far I am from... Ooh, we are right on top of it. Okay, contact. I am going to turn this baby around. We're right on top of Houston. I should have been making my... No, I am not using a joystick. Oh, there's Hobby. Alright. Tune into the ATIS while I get in line for a landing. Greater than 20 miles. Landing and departing runway 17. I actually already set it up as 17. I got it right. Let's request full stop landing. And 3, because I do not have visual of the airport. Eight o'clock, 10 miles. We're gonna have to get down to a lower. So 8 o'clock. So that's my 9. That's 8. So I need to turn around. I actually want to buy a joystick, honestly. Wow, 7 people watching. Wow, 9 people watching, though. I need to start doing more Flight Simulator. Alright. Let's go for here. Once we actually get this thing turned around, we actually are still in descent. So that is actually why we have not slowed down. We're now at PG. Want to mention the No, I know. Auto land status. Alright. I don't know why planes do touch and goes. Request airport direction. Seven o'clock, 19 miles. You're just hugging the coast, I believe. No. There's Galveston right there. I can see Galveston. ATL CDG. What is ATL CDG? Atlanta? Oh, I could fly to Atlanta. Maybe I can fly to Raleigh. I can do a flight to North Carolina. I wouldn't mind that. Do it from Dallas Fort Worth International to... Wow, look at all that green over, look at all that green over, next to Houston. You can definitely tell there's a port right there. Let's get this thing turned around. Let's go for... And then Greensboro, South Carolina? Let's go for complete 180, so I want to do that direction. We are still in a descent. We got about 1,300 feet to go. Wow, 10 people watching Flight Simulator. That is awesome. I am going to go ahead and go for 3,000 feet. Okay, so let's get this up to 20 miles. Wow, everyone's just pouring in here right as I already start to land. Alright. Yeah, good thing we set our altitude to 3,000. Request airport direction. We are actually gonna have to make a pass of the airport, because I actually have to land on runway 17, which is actually pointing south. How far are we up? Alright, so we're starting to get to the lower base of the cloud. Okay, well now we're starting to get visuals. Let's look at the wind speed real quick. 34 at a direction of 208. Alright, this is good. Let's get airport direction. Greensboro, North Carolina. Alright. I hope we're passing a tower right there. I think I have a visual of the airport. It's right there. There's Houston Hobby International. Actually, not international, it's just called Houston Hobby. So, I am actually going to turn toward EFD, which I believe is... Okay, so let's put this to 10 miles. Yep, that is Houston Hobby. There, right over there, that is actually, I see the Astrodome, and that is downtown Houston. PG, my phone is about to pass away, so I'll eventually be leaving. Aw, poor guy. Can you just land so I can begin my campaign rally? Yeah, should be landing in a couple minutes. So, yep, airport is right there, so let's actually get a visual of 17. Let's go over here, runway. KHOW 17. Come on, come on, load up, load up. Alright. So let's go ahead and get a left turn. Actually, I know exactly how I know exactly how I'm going to pull this landing. We're gonna come around here, go all the way around. We're gonna do kind of like a U-turn and then kind of like a semi-holding pattern, and then we are going to come in for a landing. So we're going to be coming in from the north part of Houston Hobby. People are waiting in the hangar. Alright, let's go ahead and get our turn, and I am actually going to slow this puppy down. Let's go ahead and go for 200 knots. And let's go ahead and get our turn. Someone just canceled their landing intention. Let's go ahead and get a passenger view of this. Should actually be seeing Houston Hobby from the passenger view. Yep, right there. Should be coming around. And I am going to lower my altitude to 2,000. See downtown Houston right there. Follow the aircraft on final. Is that Cessna Skyhawk? Do we have to wait for him? No. There is a... got a little Piper aircraft right here coming in for a landing, so we're going to have to follow him. And we are cleared to land runway 17. Gonna make a smooth pass beside downtown Houston. I went there once. Very lovely city. Actually, twice. Let's make sure that we are the only ones coming in for a landing. 5.5 miles. Okay, we're gonna have to give a little bit of time for this little Cessna, for this Piper Cherokee 180 to land, which we need that time anyway. Okay, let's check. Maintaining. I'm gonna go ahead and increase speed to 220. And I'm gonna go ahead and get our little turn coming in. Then once we're on approach, I will... What in the world is that? It's a big dome. Cessna Skyhawk. Better not be coming in for a landing on my runway. Guess he's not. We're gonna give this Cherokee a little bit of a minute to make his landing. Gonna go ahead and put this at 300. 310. Almost ready to be on final approach. That Cessna Skyhawk seems to not be interested in landing, so... and then once we get in close, we will actually take manual control. We should not be getting a lot of turbulence. Oh, come on. We got a Boeing 737 on final. And we're going to go ahead and turn around because we're heading right toward George W. Bush International. Intercontinental, actually. Unless, actually, I think those guys were actually taking off from George H.W. Bush Intercontinental. Alright, and I see our runway. Very, very beautiful runway. And let's keep turning, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. We are now passing downtown Houston. I believe that is the Astrodome. There's our runway. Okay, let's keep turning, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. And then get a little bit of a right turn coming in. Alright, let's do it. Let's go ahead and decrease to 1,000. Let's go ahead and also decrease to 100 and... that's actually takeoff speed. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and take manual control. Whoa. Gonna go ahead and deploy landing gear. We're gonna go ahead and go for level 2 flaps.
2,500.
And we are now entering get some strong crosswinds. We got a 737 on the runway, but he should be off by the time we get there. Gonna go for level 3 flaps. And I am going to go ahead and turn auto throttle off. Let's go ahead and check. Gonna go for full flaps. That's Cessna Skyhawk in our way? Okay. This is one of the most dangerous things that you could ever do as a pilot, but I'm gonna do it anyway. We going to do a little flyby of a Cessna 172 Skyhawk. We're gonna have to throttle up. This is the stupidest thing. We should not be flaring this early. Look at him. Okay, we're gonna have to level out because we're probably gonna stall this thing. Throttle up, throttle up, throttle up, throttle up. Cut it, cut it, cut it.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Cut! Oh, God. Come on. Cut it. Cut, 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 cut. I am a terrible pilot. Okay. And you're gonna have to put everything you got into this. That was a terrible landing. Wow. There's a 737. Oh, God. I just cut in front of every freaking one. Speed brakes aren't coming off. There you go. Let's go ahead and go for... that was a... I'd rate that at like a... And let's go ahead and taxi to the gate. I want to do a cross-Atlantic, cross-ocean flight. Wow, you can see Houston in the background. That is cool. The amount of scale in this game is just amazing. I love this game. I'm going to go ahead and cut through right here. This little jetway. And looks like our gate's coming up. I used to wonder what these little yellow markers were, but I ended up finding out they're actually very, very cool. They actually explain all the yellow lines. They're just called jetways. And once we park and get everything unloaded, I'm going to go ahead and open the gate, and we can do shutdown. And here we are, just straighten up. Okay, load up, load up, load up, load up. Ah, there we go. And park. Throttle down. And let's go ahead and do full shutdown. Parking brake. And let's call up the jetway. And let's go ahead and start shutdown. APU off, 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 off. Beep, 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 beep. And turn these off. And boo, 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 boo. Close these. Off, off, off. Auto rates. Oh, battery. And electronics are off. Let's go over here and go to throttle. Go ahead and cut the fuel lines. Jetway is secure. Let's go ahead and open that door. Gonna open this window. Get some fresh air in my face. And finally, we are open for business. So let's go over here. I'm actually gonna show you guys some of the features this thing has. Semicons. I never turn on my radar. Service door cargo door. Let's go ahead and open the cargo door. Okay, so let's open the other cargo door. Okay, those trucks aren't moving. That's weird. Let's go ahead and put our wheel chocks in. Let's open up our rat. Let's go ahead and open up service access. Service door. Got a 737 coming in for parking behind us. So another jetway right there, so that's, I guess that's where he's going. I call it a jetway. Gateway. Gate. It's called a gate. God, I don't want to kill myself. Ugh. And no, not the service door. Not the passenger door. Well, it looks like these trucks don't want to unload. But we did deliver all of our passengers safely. That was a good flight. Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport to Houston Hobby. And cargo door, cargo door, cargo door. Very, very interesting. Yum, 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 yum. So we got a Boeing N49. Let's actually watch this guy land. N4. N4. N9? What? Hang on. N94. Okay. N94. Let's watch this guy land. This is how you really land. These guys are like automated on like ILS, IFR approaches, so these guys are way better at landing than me. You can see our plane right over there. And boom. Alright. So, that was Flight Simulator X, everyone. If you guys like this, go ahead and leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. And if you guys want me to do more Flight Simulator content, go ahead and let me know. It's a very interesting game, very fun game. I can do flight requests actually for y'all. A lot more requests than I can actually do from on here than on Power and Revolution. Let's actually go ahead and call a fuel truck. How much fuel did we actually use on that flight? About 19% of our fuel. So, guys, if you like that, go ahead and leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Tell me if you guys want more Flight Simulator content. And I will see you guys in the next live stream of Flight Simulator X.